The end of the 2020 semester is quite unique. Like most people around the world, the Queen's community has been trying to adapt to the current situation so that everyone can achieve their goals. During this process, though, everyone has been experiencing various emotions, perhaps sometimes at an intense level. As an expert in emotions and how they're changing, there are many different emotions that may have arisen for you in the past few weeks. You may be angry about the way you imagine these changes might impact your goals. Or maybe you feel sad about not being able to spend more time with your friends at Queen's. Or maybe you feel shame because you have not been as productive as you had planned to be. And of course, most, if not all of you, are feeling some degree of anxiety. All of these are perfectly natural and normal reactions to the current circumstances. While it is always okay to feel what you feel, sometimes these emotions can interfere with achieving our goals. The good news is that we know a great deal about some things that are really successful for managing these emotions. So the first and maybe most important thing you can do is to work on acceptance. Often, especially when emotions feel overwhelming, we try to resist them, try to make them go away. Ironically, simply allowing yourself to feel the way that you feel has enormous benefits, including insight into why you're feeling that way and allowing the feeling to dissipate on its own. And another way that acceptance works is by accepting the things that we cannot control. Right now, many people feel like what used to be certain and under control is now uncertain and out of control. In particular, uncertainty can lead to anxiety, especially if you really desire control. Again, this is a natural reaction, and acceptance can work very, very well here too. Very simply, control what you can control and try to accept all the rest. There are many, many things under your control: how you think, how you act, how you feel. You can wash your hands, exercise, connect with friends and family online, study, play games, read a book. Focus on these things. The rest, the things that are completely out of your control, let them go. Perhaps you can listen to Queen Elsa sing that a few times to remind yourself to let it go. When things are uncertain, it means we do not know if it will be bad or good, or, like most of the time, maybe both or neither. The difference is how we think about it. So the second really important thing you can do with your emotions is to change the way you think about the situation. We call that reappraisal. This goes beyond acceptance to think about a situation differently. The common phrase, "it could be worse, could be raining," is a great example that you already know. But reappraisal is much, much more than that. It may mean focusing on how the situation is temporary. It may mean changing our estimate of how bad things are or might be. Taking an exam online, for example, is different, but it might not be bad just because it's different. You could also reappraise your situation by knowing that it is not unique. Your entire class and students around the world are all adjusting to this temporary situation, just like you. You could even focus on the positive aspects of the current situation. Look at how people around the world are connecting and supporting one another. That is amazing. There are many other tools in our emotional toolbox, but I'm only going to mention a couple more here. One is to maintain social connection. We live in an amazing world where we can transcend time and space. Physical distancing does not mean social distancing. It means distant socializing. People are important. Reach out, check in, laugh together, play. These are easy, but very, very important things to do. Another approach is to try and be flexible. It might be helpful to think of emotions like how we think of the body and exercise and sports performance. What do top-level athletes do before a game? They stretch, so they're flexible. What does exercise and yoga do? It keeps us fit and flexible. Flexibility gives you agility, freedom of movement. Flexibility of thoughts and emotions is much the same. To be mentally healthy, we need to be able to move in and out of emotions with relative ease. You will have emotions. It's impossible not to. So the goal is not to eliminate them, but to work with them. Through practice of things like acceptance and reappraisal, you can become more nimble. When you feel anxious, you can accept it and then let it go. When you're sad or angry, you can express it and then share laughter with others. The world is different right now, for sure. Many challenges lay ahead, but you are smart, resilient, and capable. Every single one of you can do this. And the good news is that you do not have to do it alone. Share how you are feeling and what is working for you. For those of you still overwhelmed, reach out to student services or perhaps your therapist. There are many, many resources online for guidance in things like the principles of cognitive behavioral therapy or acceptance and commitment therapy. They're all great places to start. Just today, I heard the province of Ontario has just increased resources for online access to mental health support. There are many opportunities out there for support. Take advantage of them. The main thing is to remember, you may not have control over the state of the world, but you certainly have the skills and the wherewithal to manage how you feel. Be safe and take care.